Hello everybody, welcome to Blood Bowl. I'm Complacent Badger.
I'm Kilo.
We're watching the Snarltoof Smashas versus the Stalking Dead.
I'm pretty excited to watch this match. I guess I say that a lot, but I really am excited to see what the Stalking Dead and the Smashas can do to each other.
480 difference in team value.
I think that's going to be a little higher than the average this week, but the Smashas are a heavy-hitting team, and they got a big lineup.
Yes. This is going to be, at the very least, a brutal game, no matter how you look at it. Both teams are just hitters.
Yep. And the Stalking Dead have been on a roll lately. I really like the way that they've been playing, and Masrak, the coach of the Snarltooth Smashas, is going to have to bring his A game if he wants to do anything about it.
Yeah, I have to say that the Stalking Dead started out the season really strong. I think they're hitting a mid-season slump right now, but we'll see if they can dig it out. It's not that they've been playing bad, it just seems that things haven't been going exactly their way.
Yeah, I think the last match that they had, they only had one mummy, and they're rolling with two of them this time.
Mm-hmm.
So they should be able to do a little bit of something. Now, those black orcs are going to be tricksy for them, but overall, I think that there's an opportunity for them to hold their own on the line and make some really good decisions, because I think that he's been using the mummies more effectively than most of the other players have been using their medium big guys.
Yeah, this is also the first game that he has all three of his normal line with guard, Rock Mobster, Gangsta Rap, and Ben the Aged. Because of the Black Orc setup being odd, he is opting to switch up his lineup, though.
Interesting way to go, but those three line guys having guard makes those three a super effective team. What a pen kick there, huh?
Yeah, that's a great kick down there.
He can't even get to it, huh?
Maybe with the white. And I think that's his agility 4 white power.
White power. All right, that would be the only guy I'd touch that with, because if he drops it and it bounces out, and it's a free roll into the free throw into the middle of the pitch, wherever.
Yeah, that range
could be a little dangerous.
Yeah, that range is gonna be tough. So all 4 Black Orcs place onto the ground.
That's the way that was planned to go, man. Holy crap.
Yeah, really controlling that center area, but I fear that the wings are going to be left uncontested, which is going to end up having a blitzer or two invading the backfield.
Right. Well, he has possession of the ball, and I don't think that the Orcs have, and by I don't think the Orcs have, I mean, I'm certain that the Orcs don't have the movement allowance to get back there and hassle him.
No, but allowing, and especially taking this white back to just give up free yards, I don't know if that's going to be the best move. As you can see right now, you're basically already getting pressure applied to you. Maybe he's trying to get as many players near the ball carrier as possible, so his receivers have less coverage. We'll see if that works out.
Right. Well, the other option is he might be switching to an agility offense because he has the movement allowance and the agility advantage. So if he could get that to his ghouls, might be able to do something with it.
Yeah, it's definitely one thing that he might be working on. But right now we just see the Greenskins pressuring, trying to get near that receiver, and then also getting grab on any potential receivers.
True. And Gimpy needs to be aware of that the tackle, because his ghouls are dodgy.
Yep. And
careful about engaging that cage in contact.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, but I think he's getting rid of it. There we go.
There you go. Good job using that assist to build the cage.
Yep, and seals it up. And so the Stalking Dead are really setting up a good offense. Going to start grinding through, I think, and leave the heavy lifting to the mummies.
Right. Leave those guys doing their job. They've got the guard, so anybody attached to them are going to help out. Should work out really well to at least tie up those Black Orcs so that they can, drive down the middle maybe, or both of the wings are open, as you mentioned, for both teams still.
Yeah, I would say that there's a little bit more coverage on the wings for the Greenskins, though.
Right.
Taking those receivers out there, marking them both with tackle players. So it's a really good move, and Masarac really playing that strong, good players for safeties.
Right. He's well versed at playing an agility defense.
Mm-hmm.
So when you can play an agility defense against a strength-ish team, we'll see what he can do.
Yeah, it's definitely not a team that you can get any of this agility mumbo jumbo past without suffering some.
Right.
Ooh.
Oh, so did a really good job setting up for a cage break on the Greenskin side. Didn't work. Ended up with a block.
Yep.
So he's got quite a bit of strength on the back side of that cage, leaving the front side of the cage a little bit open.
Yep, and then caused that turnover from a double attacker down over there, which is unfortunate.
That's brutal.
So
But it'll happen, right?
Yep, Cage is likely just going to migrate upfield. Ghouls are going to have to get away. This one shouldn't have a problem because Moglop does not have tackle.
Wise move on his part, moving the cage to where he could and not try, to use a dodge out on a tackle defense to worry about the cage. So he's looking ahead.
Yep, and then I think one of the games last week we were talking about partial cage utilizing the sideline. It's tricky, but it also allows you to have to continue having a player advantage because you can partial the cage.
Right. You got those 2 extra corners to do work somewhere else. But you have to realize that it's pretty tricky to roll that cage all the way down the pitch. So you're actually going to want to have more guys in reserve in that vicinity for that to work super effectively. Because otherwise your opponent can just tie up those guys and you have to dodge out anyways. You don't have a lot of space to maneuver on that sideline.
Yeah, exactly. The good news about this is that he used it at the right time where he's got potential receivers and can just fill out real fast.
Right.
I think it might have been worthwhile if he had, I don't know what the requirements would have been, but to wrap somebody over right here. Because right now that white has perfect lane to just hand off, and then all this ghoul has to do is leave.
Right.
Throwing a 1 die, gets a stumbles, and has tackle, so that's a stunned ghoul. So Masrac kind of looking at it like, I got good odds to put this ghoul down. I'm not worried about that lane.
Well played for him.
That is a lot of green.
What, you're playing on a grass pitch.
The pebble feeder in the center of the pitch, uncontested, looks like he might be in prime position to set up as a receiver. Won't be getting a touchdown this turn, but could start adding some pressure, more pressure downfield, as all the other receivers have been incapacitated.
Right. So there's 3 safeties for the Smashas down there. So adding another one would be great. Instead of having 2-on-1 and 1-on-1, he can split them up and see what happens.
Yep. So
or he's going to look to.
Yeah, using Pebble Feeder as an assist to get a 1 die with Ben the Vanguard, putting down Gorkfak, which then waterfalls to a 1 die from Helmet the Mutilator to put down Gorkrak Breaks Eye.
All that 1 die. But good being able to see that. That's more of an advanced move. You don't see a lot of players being able to use that effectively.
Yeah, definitely, especially with all that guard that was going, seeing the ability to get that assist and get the strength advantage, or rather the strength tie. Alright, so opting to just end turn after not really doing anything, trying to kind of just save this player. Here's the tricky part about this. If he can get a I guess these 2 areas are fine. So yeah, he can't just easily push that white out.
That's a sneaky thing to look for, though,
Yeah.
and that's one of my favorite things to do if I can do it effectively in the game.
This is great position for this lineman Not only is it applying an additional tackle presence on this character just in case of a reception for a penalty, but in case one of the players gets removed, you
Right.
still have tackle on them, and it also blocks the lane for white power. So really good choice for putting this lineman right here.
Double duty. Oh, all those going for it.
Yeah, so much movement.
So now would be a great time to figure out how to get out from where those orcs have pinned him in.
Yeah, the longer you wait, the more that noose is going to tighten. You have to have eligible receivers. You have to get out of there. I mean, okay, so it looks like he's making a break for it.
Let's see what he does.
I wonder if he's going to try to get it to Pebble Feeder. Or is he just slightly moving up the cage? Yeah, he says I got time on the board, but I don't know if
play.
I don't know if he's
I don't know if he does.
Yeah, I don't know if time's the issue now. Oh, Pebble Feeder getting out. Having to use a reroll to succeed that first dodge, but he's out.
Yeah, but that ball's not moving anywhere from where it is. That character's already moved and doesn't have the ability to get that ball anywhere.
Interesting that he wouldn't at least attempt to dodge with this ghoul.
Right. At least give him something to think about.
I guess maybe he wants to keep this orc tied up so that it's less presence on Pebble Feeder.
I'd go with that. I think that would be. I mean, if they're tied up, they're tied up.
Yeah, but looking at it, it's Moglop and Tucknail are already available to aggress Pebble Feeder. So no tackle on that Black Orc means he's staying up. Defender down on the second one, though, equals a stun. And I think this noose is just about closed.
I have to get that mummy some hands.
Yeah.
You buy those at the shop?
And unfortunately, Gangster Rap is spending his time playing against one Black Orc, which is not earning his pay.
Right. And the best part about that was he stunned him and then followed up to keep him against the sidelines there.
Yep. That's a whole lot of orcs over here. I'd be a little afraid of moving out and then giving a quick pass over to the Papa Ragul. I don't know if it would be 100% successful, but that's one of the better moves that he could do right now, and he doesn't have the presence to protect that.
I'm with that.
Maybe
he needs to get off that sideline because he's looking for a chain push.
Yeah.
Now, because I'm feeding off of your screen, I can't see if there's anybody adjacent to the ball carrier on the left-hand side there real well. It's a pretty gnarly mob of folks over there, though.
Yeah, there's nobody touching the ball carrier right now. No green. He rolls out. Is it going to be a pass to Pebble Feeder, or is it going to be to Papa Ragul? We also have pass block on the play, so here's the pass. Pass block fails because the failed dodge. All he's got to do, and there's the touchdown. Yeah.
Outstanding.
Too much presence on the front. He had about 3 Greenskins deep on just moving forward, but all it took was a quick 2 spaces to the left, and he was out of a bunch.
That's a lot of work and a lot of patience to develop that exit strategy. You know, it was good job on both sides, and it was just a chess match trying to get the right guys in the right place.
Yeah, it's just interesting that he put the coverage on the receivers, showing that he saw the receivers, but then failed to block the route for the thrower to get into position for an easy throw.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think that he saw that mummy move that Gimpy pulled out. That was really good. And then it seemed that there was somebody in there who had guard that helped out and made that possible.
Yep. But yeah, really good move on Gimpy, staying patient, staying calm, staying cool-headed, finding those beneficial 1-dies every once in a while, and utilizing guard and strength advantage when he can find it.
And I like to see that because he's been peering over the lip of greatness. You know,
Yeah.
We've we've seen him do some really amazing things, and there have been a couple times where you see like his semi-rookie status at the same time. So kind of fine-tuning that the weapon that is his team. You know, really kind of figuring out where these guys can go, what they can do, using their skills in conjunction with each other. Pretty impressive. I like seeing it.
Yep. So it looks like 2 rocks thrown, or no, maybe even 3 rocks. Jeez. No, it was only 2. 1 at each team. Pebble feeder down for a little bit, and then Azag eat burn down for a little bit. Oh, and then more stuns just being thrown out by these mighty blow black orcs.
It's tough to play against that much strength with that much mighty blow because they're just gonna be able to get 2 dies on so many of your players.
Yep. This is a tough spot for the Snarltoof Smashers because there's just not enough time to get a score, I don't think.
Right, but they, you know, aside from having that regen, they need to do a little bit of work, and you know, even if we're just digging for some star player points or for a player advantage, this is not a time to give up. This is a time to really work a strategy. If you know you can't get a touchdown, there's other things that you can be doing on the pitch.
Yep, grind up these undead. It's an uphill battle, probably one of the hardest teams, especially in this league, to get a player advantage against.
They just keep showing up.
Yep. Oh, doesn't matter how many you put down, they just keep standing back up. Jazz Choir's got the ball. Let's see if the Snarltoof Smashers have something in them to try to get that touchdown. I don't think he's got he's got nobody set up to be able to get the touchdown, so I think that's 100% not going to happen. There's a bit of a tussle going on around here. Doesn't look like any serious injuries yet, though.
Oh, look at that. Block, block, guard, guard, block, block.
Yeah.
Just popping. When you got this many folks with the kind of similar skills, that's what you're going to see.
I see
everybody counteracting everybody.
I see a foul coming. Nah. I don't think Master X into the fouling. Grabbing that star player point real fast. And it's over. So, going into the second half, 1-0, Snarltoof Smashers getting the ball.
Alright, and he is just as capable of moving that ball down the pitch. Now, let's see how his initial setup is, because he went a little interesting on the start. We'll see if he does anything fancy this time as well.
Looks like the Smashes are keeping 2 Black Orcs off the line. Focusing on keeping those Black Orcs in the mix instead of just playing with mummies. Which is a pretty good play. No need to play with the mummies if you can just feed them a lineman.
Right.
And he's actually feeding him Rot Claw, which is interesting because he knows the mummies don't have tackle. And Rot Claw has both block and dodge, meaning that he's actually tough to put down.
Super sneaky.
And then they roll Defender down.
Right? Super tough to get down, except when you roll that.
So I wonder if that was an accidental 1-die, forgetting that Black Orc had guard that he walked up to trying to hit that Black Orc.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I bet so. I think that there were so many other opportunities to do a block action on somebody else to pick that Black Orc of all things when he had that guard. I think that might have just been an oversight.
Mm-hmm. Stalking dead with those Halfling Master Chefs going into this with 8 rerolls. Snarltoof Smashes down to 2.
Super good.
Maybe that was also...
That's always frustrating as a coach.
Yeah, maybe that was also the reason why he went for the 1-die, is just because he knew he had the rerolls. Speaking of which, reroll immediately used, but it worked out for a KO on Rot Claw, so goodbye.
Later.
We will likely not see him for the rest of the game, because I have a feeling this is going to be a long drive.
Yeah.
So we have Ghoul Beans already marking the ball.
Just saying hi. Getting free and with that movement allowance is pretty impressive, especially using that blitz to get through there, huh?
Yep. So coming over to support Jazz Choir with Moglob. And not putting him down, but getting him out of the way.
That'll do.
Let's see if Jazzquire can get his hands on this ball.
What we got going on over there? Just some digging?
Yeah, just pushing a zombie around, putting it down finally.
There you go.
And Jazzquire fails to pick it up again.
Those jazz hands. I don't know if that's... You think it's jazz hands or Parkinson's?
I don't know if there's a difference.
Okay.
So, Ghoul Bean's looking like he's probably not going to get near the ball, so not a bad place for it to bounce. He did the proper moves of covering the ball before trying to pick it up.
Right. That's frustrating. A couple pickup fails.
Pouring rain will do it to you. Makes it a 50-50 chance. And putting down Ghoul Beans.
So that was a failed dodge. No tackle, but...
Actually, tackle was there. He had to use a he had
there
to
you
use
go.
a team reroll, which failed, so burnt one of those rerolls. So let's see, after all the free moves, creating a brand new cage over here.
Just waiting.
Positions. So Moglop.
Now he's got to get the ball over there, huh?
And he's creating another cage over there with Moglop in the center. He's like, I'm done with this Agility 3 stuff. And
All right.
yeah. It's funny, had he not picked it up with Moglop, he would have failed. KO on Sabnor.
Sabnor's a pretty weak individual. He can knock after trading teams and everything.
Yeah. Should have just stuck with the Speedwalkers if you're going to play like that.
True that. All right.
Mummy coming in, painting the cage. And doing a blitz check. Re-rolling and then not getting anything out of it. However, not following up and then getting on Moglop. And then just pressuring the cage at all angles.
That's super good. I mean, now Master X's got to do something to get out of there because Gimpy's got enough players in there to break that and to get a touchdown.
I don't know if I like the strategy that he had of like pre-building the cage when he had that much pressure on him. Like those Black Orcs are low movement, so they needed to be going and helping support.
Right.
Or
Even
painting.
just two of them because just doing something because you got 4 dudes standing there doing nothing.
Alright, so there goes the ball carrier's action on the blitz. And those Black Orcs are of no use because of that low movement like we were talking about.
Right.
And Moglop is kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
All right. I think we're gonna see something happen here.
Okay, that's a lot better. Yep. So closing those lanes, making up for it, getting that wide pocket. Alright, Stalking Dead, just putting people down, trying to get in there. Oof.
Ooh.
Kills Tucknail, but brought back. Tucknail's on my team, by the way.
Cursed.
So badly hurt applied instead of the death, so he's back. It's close encounters, though. Alright, so a lot of pressure on Moglop, but he just shouldn't have an issue getting out of there. And he's got that Black Orc cage.
Easy peasy.
Can't break this.
Calling in the number 4.
Yeah. Get behind Operation Big Green.
Trains are rolling.
Yeah. Even the mummy was second guessing it.
Yep. Well, and he's got that second mummy down back all tied up, so not really going to do any good there.
Yeah, it was really helping put pressure and almost got Moglop, but then didn't have the pressure on the left side where the cage was being obviously built. Had 3 potential receivers down here, but with no, or rather 3 safeties, but the Greenskins had absolutely nobody as a receiver And then the moment that the ball carrier got here, he pulled in all of his safeties.
Yeah,
So
that's super tough.
yeah, kind of the opposite thing you want to go for, but with that high movement allowance, was able to grab it and go. Tucks back a little bit, knowing that the low movement allowance will protect him more so than his players could right now.
Agreed with that. It was a good move. Good looking for that.
And now, because the smashes are so grouped up, this looks like an easy touchdown. The Stalking Dead actually have a really good setup right now. That failed dodge is going to set it up for a one-turn touchdown. And there it is.
There it goes. All the way, all the way.
2-0. That was great on the Stalking Dead right there in that last part.
Doing a really good job of frustrating the Orcs into kind of overextending.
Oh, Jazzquire picked up MVP.
There you go.
So Jazzquire only, always hearing some conversations on the boards and whatnot. As far as I can see, Jazzquire only failed 2 pickups, and it being a coin flip every time. He failed 4 times ostensibly.
Yep.
I mean that's bad, but it's not like outlandish odds.
It's when it happens 2 in a row, and I've seen that with gear.
Yeah.
My runners had Butterfinger hands sometimes, especially in the rain, when you get used to that working better than half the time, and getting that better than 50% twice in a row makes you almost doesn't ever drop it.
Yeah.
And then you get into a situation like that, and you don't really know what to do about it. That's just how it goes, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I think for this game that the Smashes I don't know if they had a proper strategy against the Stalking Dead, and I think they might have been thinking. They were definitely planning and doing things ahead and getting prepared for things, but I don't think they had their in-the-moment setup done prior to making their plan. Like a great example of it would be the Blackboard cage that he created 3 turns prior to needing it.
right.
And didn't have kind of his home with the ball in hand ready to go yet.
Yeah, I see that.
And I think that permeated throughout the game. There were other examples, none of which I can call up right now. He played great, but just a couple key mistakes and maybe not putting a little bit too much focus in 3 turns from now and not what was happening right then. And the Stalking Dead just able to kind of capitalize on that.
I'm with you there. Good pickup on that.
But overall, I think it was a great game. I think both teams played very high caliber game. The score doesn't really show that both of those touchdowns were kind of last second, and they weren't easily won touchdowns either. Arguably, the second touchdown looked a little easier, but I think partially that was just either lucky or really good and perceived setup by the Stalking Dead, that they really saw something coming or just happened to have guys there.
I think I would venture to say that it may be a little bit of both. I think that to have that full chain in line is probably more than luck, but I don't think that he really planned on that happening.
Yeah, didn't plan on the ball to pop out right that second, but was right when he saw Moglop overextended, he was like, oh, got guys eligible. That sounds like a good plan.
Perfect. And that's one of those things that he frustrated and delayed the Orcs to the point where they had to have a chance. Moglop had to do those 2 going for it and get ahead of his pack, and that's when he got.
Yep. Really good eyes on Stalking Dead. Snarltoof Smashas played a great game, and thanks for watching.
Later.